know ya. Yeah, what?
Hey, we're live. Welcome. I wasn't ready to the 24th edition of Long Time First Time Movie Reviews, where me and Brendan talk about movies that we saw for the first time, but not new releases. Brendan, how are you?
I'm good. You took a fat hit of a blunt right before we went live, so I was coughing it out. Yeah, I am good. I'm happy to be here on this special Friday edition. We're gonna talk about some good shit. Maybe some bad shit. Sometimes bad shit. When it comes to Jay Pullins, you never know. You might get some Jay.
Hey, I also watch good movies.
Sometimes. But yeah, the favorite part of the week, talking to you, talking to the world, talking to everybody. Is there a comment already? Oh, it's just you commenting on this because
Yes,
you can
if
join.
you'd like to join us, go on.
You can join this show and talk to us about what you saw, but not if it came out in 2024, because we are cutting that. It is the Chris Diaz rule. We are not allowing any movies from 2024 because, again, tons of shows talk about that. We're talking about the old shit, the good shit, that, I don't know, hidden gem stuff. And yeah, join that link. Type in that link below. Not the link that's on Facebook, because that link wants you to sign up for Letterboxd. So don't click, or not Letterboxd, StreamYard. So don't click that. We're on the Pierce Co. I'm going to say it again in case anyone wants to know what channel we're on. The Pierce Co. Nobody in particular, but we're on the Pierce Co. That was
Brian, what'd you see this week?
Targeted at anybody. What did I see this week? A movie I just watched. I finished 7.5 minutes ago. A movie from 2018 starring Pedro Pascal and Sophie Thatcher, who is kind of blown up right now. The movie is called Prospect. I was hoping that was a very hard ASAP question, if you can get that. Yeah,
I would not have gotten the point.
Sophie Thatcher having a moment right here. Did Maxine last year, Heretic this year, or was Maxine? No, Maxine, Heretic, and now Companion, and The Boogeyman the year prior. So kind of becoming a little scream queen. I don't know if this is her first movie, but it seems like it might be her first starring role in this low budget sci-fi revenge survival flick, where she has to kind of lean on people she doesn't necessarily trust to survive. And yeah, this was a pretty interesting movie. Like I said, very low budget. Also stars Jay Duplass, the other Duplass brother. A pretty low budget film. You can see they do a really good job of the color correction in this movie, making you think that you're on a different planet. It's a movie that doesn't slap you in the face with exposition and saying this is the planet they're on. This is what we do for a living. This is what we're that. It kind of really trusts you as the viewer to kind of figure things out on your own. I know a lot of big budget sci-fi is, kind of just throw stuff at you, and it's here's everything you need to know about this world. This kind of lets you discover things as her character discovers things. Pedro Pascal, has been on this planet, so he kind of acts as the exposition a bit, kind of filling you in. But yeah, it doesn't tell you much. For example, it's a kind of a poisonous planet, and it doesn't really ever tell you that. It just kind of, you can see, if you look closely at there, you can see those little specks flying, and they kind of talk about filters and breathing apparatuses. So you finally realize, oh wait, these specks are definitely spores. So it kind of doesn't really hand feed you anything. It kind of is some grown-up sci-fi. So it was really, really interesting. Definitely a world I like to see more of. Kind of wish it was longer so we can learn a little bit more about this world. They kind of throw stuff out, there's a mining thing. There's this really, really delicate resource that they mine. That's why it's called Prospect, because they're prospectors. So there's some interesting thoughts, concepts in there. Just kind of wish it was a little longer. Wish it was a little more flushed out. Some decent action in there. Great acting, great performances by Pedro Pascal is always good. A little outside of his type, playing outside of type a little bit here. In the way he talks, the writing is pretty interesting for his character. But Sophie Thatcher is pretty great and intriguing. And
Pedro Pascal protecting a girl he barely knows from a weird pandemic.
Yes,
never
it's
seen that
definitely
before.
Mando-ish. It's definitely there is a little bit of a. I don't want to get. There's definitely it's not as Last of Us-y as it sounds. I'll say that the relationship between the two characters is definitely different than his relationship with Grogu or Ellie. It doesn't really. You can definitely say like other protecting the girl, but
I'm losing you a little bit.
Has enough on its own where you it's intriguing. And definitely, like I said, only 98 minutes. Could have watched a little bit more if they flushed out the world if they wanted to, but they didn't need to. I thought it was entertaining enough. Good, not great. Like I said, really enjoyed it. Didn't love it. Kind of wish there was more to it, but I liked it, so I gave it a 3.5 stars. Definitely like a recommend if you're looking for a different type of sci-fi movie, very low budget, not really any special effects in there. Some things with like space travel and things like that. Some things look good, some things don't look good. Most of it's just kind of a forest planet. They're just filming in a jungle, and they throw a cool little light filter on it to make it look different. But definitely a cool like throwback 70s sci-fi vibe. So looking for something like that, a little low-key, 98 minutes. I recommend checking it out. It's some interesting stuff in there. 3.5 stars.
It looks like hopefully you're still watching us on Facebook. I think we've been deleted from Facebook for your damn Prospect trailer.
Seriously?
Yeah, I believe we're off Facebook, but we still should be live on YouTube at the moment. What'd you give Prospect? I'm sorry, I was looking at that.
3.5. That's weird. What a movie to like knock it. We've shown like huge, big budget blockbusters, but it's like
you never know. You can't go by that logic. It is the most whatever kind of thing sometimes.
A movie directed by Zeke Earl and Christopher Caldwell, who have only directed this and 3 short films. Got us pulled off the internet. Jeremy,
I got one for you. Let's see. It says we got viewers, so let us know, Jeremy, or someone in the comments. But no, it shows me on here that we're still good on YouTube, or at least we should be. A tweet of directors I haven't seen anything else from. Here's an ASAP question for you. What movie by Aja De Jong stars Phoebe Cates, Rick Mayall, and Tim Matheson?
Fast and Ridgemont High.
Nope. It's a very polarizing film called Drop Dead Fred. Have you ever seen this? Absolutely.
No, I've heard of this, but I haven't seen it.
This is an interesting one here. I actually have a couple of friends, and one of my friends, Dan, really likes this movie here, so I finally got around to seeing it recently. There is some charm to be had here, and the initial premise is pretty good about how, she's going, Phoebe Cates is obviously was older than this little girl. She's going through, a bit of a bad time here, divorce, and so she kind of reignites her imaginary friend, Fred, who just continuously gets her in trouble. But I feel like somehow some of the other people feel, because this is a film, if you look at Letterboxd, ranges everywhere from 1 star, hey, Brian Michaels, to 5 stars, James Acaster and Mr. DVD loved it, to even some 3 stars, 2.5 stars. The charm is very kind of quickly done, and mostly I was just kind of annoyed as well, so I can only give it 2 stars. It's not a big recommendation for me. Maybe this was something someone grew up on. I could see that being why some people champion this. Otherwise, when you're watching it as a 30-year-old, it just doesn't do much for you. So, Drop Dead Fred coming in at 2 stars. Yeah, Jeremy's here. If it's a classic, if you're over 37, see, under 40. So I'm 34, so I missed the cusp.
We're right. No, I've never seen this, but I've always seen the trailer, and I've always thought, because he's upside down on the trailer, on the poster. Sorry, the poster. I've always seen the poster, and I've always thought it was Jim Brewer for some reason. Even when I look at it now, I'm like, that looks like it's Jim Brewer. I don't know why. But then when you see him in person, it looks like Jim Brewer. But who is that? Is that Carrie Fisher's in this movie?
Yeah, Carrie Fisher's in this, yeah.
Oh. And so
what else you got?
Shijoki De Jong Douma plays Grandma Bunce.
Awesome.
Yeah. Fun fact. Throw that on there ASAP. Talk to me, Jordan.
Which one? The one with the hand or the one with Truth Allegio for?
Oh, there's two. Talk to me, hand. Yeah, I
Okay.
watch Talk to Me. I don't watch horror very often. Trying to watch more horror movies, definitely, because everybody in this freaking community gives me horror as strength and stuff. So gotta watch some more. So yeah, watch Talk to Me. I played John Marr twice, and then Eric. So I've been giving a lot of horror lately. So yeah, I decided to watch this. Wife doesn't like horror, so I gotta watch it when she's out. So my brother came over and we watched this movie, and yeah, very interesting movie. Really enjoyed this. Didn't like a couple things I'll get into. That's personal stuff. But really like this. Thought it was great performances. Thought it was pretty interesting concept. Like I said, good acting. Some good, not like jump scares or anything, but just, some frightening imagery. Definitely some brutal stuff. If you've seen the trailer or if you've seen the movie, you kind of know what's going to happen in like 20 minutes after they get that dog out of there, or like 5 minutes after they get that dog out of there. So definitely some horrific stuff, some brutal stuff, some gory stuff in here, but very interesting. Really, really enjoyed this. Really, really scary. Like I said, Sophie Wilde, the lead, does a great job. Kind of interested to see where they go with the sequel. If they kind of continue the story, if they just kind of do something else and get more into like the lore of this. Hopefully they don't, go down that rabbit hole of horror franchises where they just completely explain everything and then you just don't care anymore. So hopefully I'm hoping it's not there. But yeah, some really, really good there's some great shit in this movie. One thing I dislike is just it gives me a little, not PTSD, but a little triggering for me is as someone who works with, young teens and teenagers for a living. They're so stupid. I just hate stupid kids. And watching this movie, I was like, they're just having a good old time. They're laughing when people are screaming. They fall over and they're doing horrific things. They're just like laughing at them and recording themselves. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, stop playing with this. Like, don't fuck with demons. Okay. Listen to me. Don't mess with demons. It's one thing. There's only one thing on this planet you don't have to mess with, and that's demons and ghosts, because they will fuck your shit up. So don't do that. Okay. That's my end of my PSA. But that's my only complaint is just so frustrating watching these kids just like record, because I see that all the time. Like, kids fall down and kids just laugh. It's like, are they okay first? Then laugh, Priorities. Don't mess with demons. That is true. So that's my only complaint. It's something personal for me. It's just like, I hate teenagers with a passion sometimes. So just watching them record just was like triggering to me, because I deal with that on an everyday basis. But yeah, really liked it. 4 out of 5 for this, for Talk to Me. Excited to see more. And yeah, A24 horror just fucking kicks ass.
Yeah, no, I love this flick here. It was one of maybe my favorite horror of that particular year. I'd have to double check, but I believe it's in my top 20 in general of that year. I like this movie a lot. I thought it totally worked. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Shabadoo, you ever seen Talk to Me?
No, I have not.
All right. Before we come to you though, we got to go to my movie because I have to stick it in order so I don't get confused. Mel Gibson classic. We're talking over here. We're talking about On the Line. Maybe not a classic. So Mel Gibson is kind of a shock jock journalist here, maybe along the lines of like a Howard Stern. When he messes with his other employees, especially the new kid and whatnot, he gets a call one day, and it's a disgruntled person, and I've got your daughter, and I've got your wife. What are you gonna do about it? And I've got a gram to pick with. So initial premise is pretty good here. I like Mel Gibson's performance originally, and then the first setup of this movie here of this guy who kind of a douchebag, but like doesn't necessarily deserve what he's getting. Not necessarily, obviously, to that degree here. So it's a good thing, but then you really start to feel the directed DVD-ness of the movie here, or in this case nowadays, directed streaming-ness of the movie here, when he's kind of going through the different levels of the building here, and it's all just kind of not very exciting here, and then they decided to do a twist, and then they decided to do the classic twist on a twist, and that didn't totally work for me either here, so left me pretty pretty numb in a different way from the last one here. So it's a double 2 stars this week. 2 stars for the Mel Gibson starring movie On the Line. Ever seen On the Line, Brandon?
I have not, but I love these like one movie like he's in the building, like thrillers, like Panic Room and shit like that. That's
98% in this building, yeah.
Yeah. Question for you, random question though. You know how Bruce Willis did like 100 movies that were free to DVD? How many of those have you seen?
I'd have to look. Not many, no.
Okay. Because I'm like looking at that because Bruce, it looks like Mel Gibson is now taking that mantle of doing like a shit ton of stuff.
Mel Gibson's popping up a lot. John Cusack seems to have several. Yeah.
Jordan, they're speaking to you. They need you. They need your help, Jordan. Watch them all.
Brian, you ever seen On the Line?
I had to look the directed video though.
That's what I said. Rich, you ever seen On the Line?
Yeah, I haven't, but it did come out in the theaters here. But
why'd you say yeah? Don't lie to us. Brian, what would you see this week?
I have 4 different films to talk about, so you can rotate between me and Richie different times.
That's how I do it. So what's the first one you want to talk about?
Yeah, 4 actually. I'll start with the bad to the good.
Whatever is gravy.
Yeah, my first one is for Trade 10 Due Date with Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis. If you enjoy Plane Train Automobiles, this is the mid version of it without the trains. It's Robert Downey Jr. is like non-likable in the film. Zach Galifianakis plays similar to John K's role. Has a little bit of good laughs with David Bryan as the motel clerk. Even the whole drug scene where Robert Downey Jr. is on bike, I believe, very correctly, and it's a 2-star movie for me.
I'm probably not too far off. I like to maybe a little bit more, left a little bit more, so I'd say 3. But yeah, now I do what you mean. Like you don't really like the RDJ character here. Yeah. It also just doesn't have the heart that the the other one has. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters when it came out. Coming off The Hangover, coming off Iron Man, so definitely was leaning on that. And yeah, just like not really anything likable about this. But there's definitely some fun stuff. I know some people really like it. I thought it was just again kind of mid, nothing really great. Zach Galifianakis is annoying in this. Robert Downey Jr. is unlikable in this. It's just not much to like about this movie. But again, there's some chuckles, some laughs, but just with like 2 guys kind of at their peaks, with like Galifianakis at his peak, and then Robert Downey Jr. rising his way back up, after Iron Man and everything, just didn't really do it for me. So kind of mid, 2.5, 3 stars. Some good stuff in there, but nothing amazing. What it should be. It should be definitely be higher with what this cast is.
Richie, have you seen this?
Yeah, I saw this on a date, I think, and then I made her feel silly before the movie started because like the lights went dim because the movie about to start, and then she's like, "Oh, it's so dark," and I was like, "Yeah, it tends to be like that in the movies." And then the people in front started laughing, and she felt silly, and I didn't get a second date after that. But
make someone feel stupid and be quiet for 90 minutes.
Yeah, but yeah, I kind of I'm with you. I think Robert Downey Jr.'s character is not likable. He spits in the dog's face. That's a no-go. And then, yeah, I mean, there's the sort of recurring gag where he's Zach Galifianakis is a fan of 2.5 Men, and he's got like, fan site that's rating2.5men.com. That's kind of funny, but it's not enough to save the film. So I'd probably be around a 3 as well, 2.5, 3.
Okay, again, I'm going to say like I say every week. Settle on a score, people. Stop giving me 2 scores.
275. 275.
No, it's not a score.
3.
What do you see?
Yeah, I've got a couple, so I'll just write off one for now. I saw.
Yes, that works.
Okay, yeah, right. Well, I'm just getting there.
Everyone's got to explain it every week.
Welcome to the show.
Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one. Yeah. And I know this has been a huge blind spot for a while. I think it was just because sometimes movies get like praised a bit, and I'm like, I don't want to. I'm going to hold off on that because it's not going to match the expectations and stuff. Because I feel like maybe this was one of those films that were like heavily praised because it was like the last thing to come to the theaters for it like shut down, sort of like The Invisible Man or something. So I was like, no, I'll go to watch. Yeah, I did quite enjoy it here. Sonic is pretty annoying, but I think it's by design. But yeah, I think Ben Schwartz does a good job here. Yeah, so no, that was yeah, I think yeah, I had fun with it, and I think, but Jim Carrey kind of steals the movie. If I think this would be a lesser movie if Jim Carrey wasn't in it, I think he's having a lot of fun. I think it's the sort of role he was born to play, really. So yeah, just like sort of chewing the scenery, but in a good way. So yeah, I would give it like 3.5.
Yeah, no, I'm in the exact same territory of 3.5. Yeah. Did you say the same thing about Invisible Man recently? About saying like the pandemic people were overrating it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Well, no, they're just both really good movies.
Yeah, that's
Brandon, what do you think of this movie?
well, first off, we have the pre-fixed trailer.
I love it.
Before
I
they
know.
fixed Sonic.
Oh god, yeah, that's right.
Oh my god.
Ugly Sonic, yeah.
Really
Yeah.
long legs, ugly Sonic. Yeah.
What movie was? Oh, that was Chippendale. Never mind. Sorry. No, I like this movie. This is my favorite of the three. Just because I think it didn't get old. It hasn't gotten old. It's more of the same. The other two, you get some really cool, like, I'm a big fan of the game, so you get some of that in the later ones. But this one was just fun to see, like, oh, they didn't actually screw this up. So it was a little bit of a relief, especially after this first trailer. It's just nice to see, like, oh, they actually like kind of pulled it off. So that was pretty nice to see. It doesn't get too annoying in this one. Later ones get a little bit more annoying. I think Ben Schwartz is pretty good. Sonic has been kind of annoying in past animated stuff, so it fits that. I think he does a pretty good job here. James Marsden does a good job here. So yeah, this is my favorite of the three. I like this movie. I gave it 3.5 stars.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, for me, I gave 4 stars. More correctly, for me, it's my least favorite trilogy, but the trilogy so far has been great so far. But
It's your least favorite and it's still at 4 stars? Damn.
Yeah. So, but still, I did enjoy a lot that year.
Right on. Brandon, what's your final movie of the week?
My final movie is another slight cheat because it's a movie that I watched when I was 10 years old, but I don't think I ever watched the full thing. And I definitely did not get to appreciate this movie. It is Ang Lee's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I finally decided to, I watch so many martial arts films. I got to watch like one of the biggest mainstream martial arts films of all time. I believe nominated for Best Picture. And yeah, this movie's fucking awesome. It's really, really good. Some of the floating stuff doesn't really necessarily look great in 2025. But any of the hand-to-hand combat stuff, all the sword play are pretty great. Performances are pretty good. A young Michelle Yeoh, Chow Yun-fat always kicks ass in movies that he's in. So yeah, interesting story. Definitely is in here. Didn't expect this kind of really long interlude in the middle of a kind of a love story. That kind of pulled me out of it a bit. Kind of wish it kind of stayed in just like the story, the main story, and didn't give us this love story. I think that's what took me out of it when I was a kid as well. This, with the desert, it's a 30-40 minute interlude of this an hour and 20 or 2 hour movie that I kind of wish wasn't there. I think that's why people like it, because it gives it heart and gives it more meaning to it. But for me, I was like, I want something just badass. So that kind of pulled me out a bit. But again, still really, really well. Action holds up. Definitely different style of martial arts film that's out there. I think there's a whole subgenre that's like this. I forgot what it's called, but of this Chinese cinema with where they float and use, like he barely looks like he's swinging the sword. He's just kind of like poking around and wiggling it around like that. But it's pretty fun. So definitely watchable. Definitely a lot of fun. Visually stunning still in 2025. So I give it 4.5 stars just because of the influence this movie's had. Really, really like it. Just might need to watch. I kind of want to need to watch it even one more time to appreciate like the full depth that's in here with the characters, because there's a lot more character work in here than there is in any other martial arts film. So because of that, it does something that most don't. So yeah, 4.5 stars.
Yeah, it's one that I should probably rewatch because I watched it right away when it came out. I've always been kind of a weird I've always been a weird nerdy movie fan, but it kind of bored me when I was 10.
Me too. Yeah.
Brian, ever seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
I have not.
Richie?
Yes, I have. I haven't watched it in ages, so probably like not. I was probably a bit older than 10, but it was probably not much older. Only like, I don't know, 14, 15. Yeah, I do like it a lot, and yeah, it was definitely a revolutionary for its time. I think I'd probably need to rewatch it to give it like full score, but it'd probably be around the 3.5, 4 mark. And I was watched it from last time, so yeah.
Yeah, because as a kid, they just show you the action, and then you watch it, you're like, wait, this is a love story? The fuck is this?
No Hopeville?
That was that.
Okay, that was your weekly Hopeville. Brian, what else you see?
Yeah, I watched Cinderella Man actually for the first time yesterday.
It's not as good as Mystery Team, I know.
I'll be talking to you afterwards. Everybody need for that. Yeah, that was a decent ball pick. Not one of my favorites. To quote Zach, a little bit overhyped for me, a little bit.
Oh God!
I do enjoy Paul Giamatti in the film as the manager for Russell Crowe's character. Love the boxing sequences, and a decent 4-star movie for me.
Yeah, I think this movie is great. I like this movie a lot. Giamatti kills it as the manager and whatnot, and I think it's a really, really good, well told, well shot too biopic here. Yeah, it's probably honestly even like 4.5 for me here. I think it hits on pretty much all the levels a biopic needs to. Brendan?
Yeah, I've seen this. I guess another one of those movies that like I had marked as watched, but I've unmarked it as watched because I think I was 15 when I watched it. And when it came out in 2005, it just wasn't, like I don't remember enough about it. So I want to rewatch this movie definitely.
Richie?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Brandon. I watched it when it came out. I haven't seen it. I know the praise of it, but yeah, if I watch it again, it'll be like watching it for the first time. So I don't remember much about it, but I'm sure it's great.
Give me a second. I dropped my mouse. Where the hell did my mouse go? What the fuck?
Where did Jordan's mouse go? Is it on the ground?
No, it fell off.
Is it the Denver Broncos?
The 1987 Denver Broncos. I forgot. I actually skid me, by the way. My bad. My last film of the week here. One I slept on for a little bit here. It's the second Avatar. I took almost as long as it took him to fucking make it for me to finally watch it. I said, now we're even, James Cameron. I liked the first one a lot, but yeah, that they didn't strike while the iron was hot. And this came out kind of like when I was moving and whatnot. So, or like, I don't know. Maybe I was hurt. I don't remember. I just remember not seeing it in theaters. I was sick that day. I was supposed to go with the family. Anyway, none of him gives a shit. So I didn't see it in theaters. So like, I was like, I'll get to it when I get to it here. And yeah, I did end up liking it. I do think it's a good sequel here. It is definitely, I do feel the length of this movie here. I'm definitely ready for it to kind of wrap up as well. And, I kind of feel like there's a bit of sequelitis where a bit of the magic was lost. But I still think it was a worthy enough sequel here. And I don't know if I'm, again, as excited for the next one whenever they possibly get to it here. But I did have to kind of give it credit for where credit was due. I gave it 3.5. Still looks really good here. Still a pretty epic, grand movie here. Just maybe could have been timed a little bit here, in my opinion. Brandon, any love or hate or anything for Avatar 2?
I like this movie. I actually like this movie more than the first one, personally. I think maybe the lengthwise, like I saw this in IMAX. So when you're kind of in that, sometimes movies feel longer at home, personally. So when you're in the theater, I don't know, and you're especially with the sound and the visual that's going on, it kind of encapsulates you. Definitely long, but I thought I liked what this movie had to say more than the first one. Personally, first one was kind of a retread of shit we've seen before. You know, we've all talked about unobtainium, stupid, Fern Gully-ish. This one kind of dives deeper into that. I really liked with the water people how it's just a different race, a different tribe. So I thought it had some pretty cool stuff in there. Definitely some How to Train Your Dragon-esque things. Talking about retreads, but I like what it had to say. I thought they did a pretty good job. Of, like, we saw all the stuff in the forest. Now let's see the water, and then we're gonna kind of see the fire next to it. So, Avatar, kind of or Avatar: The Last Airbender in this Avatar. But again, visually stunning. So I'll always see these movies. I'll keep watching these movies just because they're gorgeous.
Brian?
Yeah, I also enjoyed Avatar: Red Water. And it's been, I agree. The late, you feel late for it. I gave it 3 stars, if I remember correctly. I do enjoy the chemistry with Miles and the kids. Their chemistry worked the film, especially his time as the Avatar body. And it's weird to see Sigourney Weaver voice her child in the film, where she's in the film as well.
What did you give it, Brandon?
I give it 4.
Richard?
Yeah, I guess I'm agreeing with Brendan today. I like this more than the first one as well. I thought it just engrossed me more. Fire and Ash comes out later this year, I believe. I wasn't really looking forward to this, but it hooked me. I was engrossed. I thought it was Kate Winslet that plays the younger one. They made it Sigourney Weaver as well. I don't know, I like this world. But I still don't really get why he's like dedicating his basically the rest of his career to these movies. But I'd like to see him do other stuff. But that is it's his career, his life. But I like this movie. I gave it 4.
Kate Winslet is Ronald. Sigourney Weaver is Kiri. Cool. Richie, what else you see this week?
Almost just done 2 in 1. I saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah. There you go. So kind of Sonic is still annoying. It's still annoying, but you got I think Jim Carrey just turns up his performance even more. Yeah, and it's cool to see the addition of Tails and Knuckles. It's cool that the voice of Tails is the voice of Tails in the games. I thought that was kind of cool touch. I thought thought the chemistry is good and story is alright, but probably I don't know. I probably liked it the same as the first one. But I do like the more world building going on here. And I like the dynamic between Dr. Robotnik and his assistant. That's pretty fun as well. And I promise the next one, if we get to it, is not Sonic 3. But I'll give it 3.5.
You said 3.5?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's similar to the first one, and I'm pretty much in the same vein. It's kind of right on par with that first one here for me. Here, with just a good, funny sequel follow up, and also just sing the praises of Jim Carrey here. I think he definitely is what helps get this to that 3.5, because he's so entertaining when he's on screen as the villain. Brandon, Sonic 2.
Yeah, so I think I just talked about this 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think, on this show. Didn't like it as much as the first one. I think it maybe just I'm older, wiser now since 2020 when the first one came out. Like I said, if this came out 15, 20 years ago, this would have been my shit. This would have been one of my favorite movies as a kid. I'm 34 now, so it's not Love these characters. When you get Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails on the screen at the same time, it's awesome. When you're roboting things with them, it's awesome. When you get everything else, it's just kind of cringy and doesn't work for me because I think it's just not kind of meant for me. But again, the directors clearly love this IP, so I like that. I appreciate that they're treating it with care. There's just a lot of silliness in it that I just don't need because I guess I'm too old for that. This movie is particular. I'm excited to see 3. I still haven't seen 3 yet. I can't talk about it, so what's the point of watching it? So yeah, eventually I'll get there. I don't watch new releases anymore.
Okay. Brian, what else you got this week?
Yeah, my next film is one JP alluded to, Mystery Team, which I watched for the Comedy Championship happening tonight. I watched it on Tubi, and I had a lot of fun with this movie. Dog Lover has great chemistry with the 2 other leads. I love all the disguises he uses with different voices. What always makes me laugh is chemistry is great with Aubrey Plaza. Some scenes make me laugh, especially the whole Joe's Club where they experience their first time in the strip club. And I do enjoy the little twist on the villain aspect there. And it's an overall fun movie. I give it 4 stars.
So nothing went past 4 stars for you this month, huh?
Well, I had a film I saw today, Adora, which is a 5-star, but I can't talk about that.
Wait, hold on. No.
But in your
You have
wait,
Nora second to
No,
Mystery Team.
I flip-flopped by mistake.
Oh, okay. Well, then you should say that on your thing. Or
Yeah.
proofread.
And
I'll
redo
fix
it.
up
Okay.
later on. After 2
Alright.
don't worry.
All right, good. Okay, now your list is a little less yikesy.
We were very
I do
confused.
like this movie. Yeah, I was a big what's their group name?
Derek Comedy.
Derek Comedy. Yeah. So I was watching. So yeah, I've been a Donald Glover fan pretty early on here. So yeah, definitely excited they got their own movie. There's also, I believe, not sure if this or Funny People came first. So it's very early. Aubrey Plaza has mentioned as well. So yeah, no, the chemistry's there. It's funny. It's probably some stuff doesn't work as much as others, which can be said for any kind of sketch group. So it's probably no more than a 3.5 for me personally. But no, I'm glad they were able to make it here, and it's a fun thing, especially now to even go back and watch the early Glover stuff. So, Brendan.
Yeah, again, I'm probably in the 3.5. I don't remember. It's been a minute, but Jordan and I were talking pre-show, and we're the same age. So Derek Comedy was like high school for us when YouTube was first starting. So definitely those kind of shaped some of our comedy, at least me. And so I really, really love the sketches. So go back and watch the sketches all the time. I'm definitely probably should revisit this. I don't know how well the comedy holds up over 97 minutes. Nowadays, Brian gave it a 4 stars, so maybe it does. But yeah, we're probably around that 3.5 range.
Reggie.
You two are youngins, so no, I'm 35. That's something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've actually only seen like I haven't seen the full movie. I've seen clips here and there, and it looks pretty cool. I just haven't seen it all together. So
All right, what else see this week, Richie?
all right, cool. I saw an Australian horror movie, Sissy, which came out in 2022. This movie surprised me. This movie rules. So got this influencer. This chick becomes quite a big influencer. She runs into her childhood friend, and then they reconnect. And then she goes to her a cabin for her birthday. She runs into then she kind of runs into this chick that used to bully her, and then all sort of hell breaks loose, and there's a lot of twists and turns, and it's just really well done. It's just a really great psychological sort of thriller horror movie, and kind of funny at times too. So yeah, it's got Aisha D, who's it's not like a household name, but she's in that new Netflix series at the moment, Apple Cider Vinegar. Look up Belle Gibson. She's that terrible person. That's the chick who faked having cancer. So yeah, she's in that. So I could see her sort of being a full-on breakout star from Australia soon, more than she already has. So yeah, it goes really wild as well. There's a lot of it's it's just it's a fun ride. I would say that. I really recommend it. I give it 4 stars.
Yeah, I meant to get back to this. I started it and then life happened, but it did give me a win in Why We Love Horror, because no one else knew what he was referencing when he was doing.
Yeah.
John was asking the synopsis for this movie. Brandon?
No, I've never heard of this, never seen it. I was really hoping that Richie's third movie would have been Ratchet and Clank, but
Next time. Brian?
I haven't seen it either.
What else you see this week, Brian?
My last one, not a 4-star, not 2-star, but a 3-star movie, which is A Haunted House for Trade 13.
Way to give the score away already.
you're done.
What did they talk about?
Yeah, I did enjoy the spoof on the Paranormal Activity films. I did. Marley and Ethan Atkins were great as the 2 main leads. You get a little bit of Nick Swartzen popping in there as the sidekick, which had a few laughs there. David Kettner as the whole appears as a ghost hunter type show person. And Cedric Taylor has some good moments in there as the Reverend trying to get the possession out of Ethan Atkins at the end. Has some good laughs there. 3 stars.
You know, I gotta say, I agree. I have a soft spot for a lot of Marlon Wayans movies for whatever reason. Maybe just because I'm a huge fan growing up. That even like his Netflix stuff, like I don't mind. I like Naked. That's a movie of his. I didn't mind Six Tuplets as much as others. Like, yeah, I don't know. I got a soft spot for this, and like it's definitely way better than Paranormal Activity.
Yep.
Brandon,
I think so. I should probably watch it or rewatch it. I don't even remember if I've seen this before, but I like stupid shit, and this seems like the type of stuff I kind of want right now. So maybe I'll check that out. I'm a little bummed he didn't talk about Fast and the Furious, so we can rip on him for having it so low on his list, because I think Jordan and I are we're big family guys. So I'm bummed we didn't get to talk.
I'm not saying it should be top 5, but it's not should be bottom 5.
Yeah.
That's another discussion. Brian, review this. Richie.
Yeah, look, I might not be as high on it as you guys. This is why I'm not jumping out for joy. The fact that Wayne Brothers have got the rights to Scary Movie back. I'm just like, it's not like they crank out bangers. I've seen 50 Shades of Black. I've seen this movie. I don't know. This didn't do much for me. I had a couple of laughs here and there. I'd probably get more on the two.
That's funny. She's all scarred up when he plays tic-tac-toe. Come on.
Yep.
That's funny.
But is this one just Marlon? Because I think
Yes.
yeah.
So Scary Movie,
Sean
they're all
doesn't do that much.
coming back. So maybe that might be. I don't know. Still be bad.
Sean hasn't done that much actually.
Yeah, so I think
Sean
Sean,
Marlon,
Marlon, and Damon
actor.
are all Damon's directing. So Scary Movie might have
mean
some hope,
Keenan?
but who knows?
It'll be Keenan Ivory directing.
Yeah.
Damon's never been in any of them.
Oh, Keenan Ivory.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I for you. Damon Marlon, Taylor Lore.
Richie, you see anything else this week?
No, that's it for me.
Hey, well, Jeremy, or if anyone watching wants to join in, now's your last chance. This is last call because we're about to wrap this motherfucker up. Brandon, what'd you see this week?
I watched Prospect. Pedro Pascal and a kid. Never seen that before, but good low budget sci-fi. Talk to the hand because the face don't want to hear it. But it was a good movie, so 4 stars. And I can't crouch while I'm sitting down. But Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which they don't mention tigers or dragons in this movie, but still very, very good. 4.5 stars.
Well, the dragon is hidden. Technically, they're not lying.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Yeah. 2 stars for the slightly annoying Drop Dead Fred. 2 stars for the overly unnecessarily twisty B movie On the Line. But 3.5 for Avatar Way of the Water. Definitely worthy sequel here. Brian?
Yeah, I gave it 2 stars for the not good Patreon Wheels remake. Due date, 4 stars for Cinderella Man.
It's inspired. It's not a remake.
Yeah,
Gonna read it.
4 stars for
Yeah,
Cinderella
people
Man.
always say that just because they're traveling.
4
Yeah,
4
road
stars for Mission Team, and 3 for A Haunted House.
Richie, talk about all your Sonic goodness this week.
Yeah, so I gave 3.5 stars to Sonic the Hedgehog, and then I switched it up by reviewing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and gave it 3.5 stars. And then I reviewed another S movie called Sissy.
Yeah. What do they have in common? Yes.
And F3 for Richie.
Yeah.
Richie, plugs, parting words.
You can catch me soon here soon on the Movie Hero Network doing the Comedy Championship with
Me
Brian,
too.
JPO, and there's
Not me.
probably another person I can't
I wasn't
remember.
invited.
Brandon, you're invited.
You're invited in my
I've
home.
never been
I
on the
don't
Movie Hero
want the
Network.
show.
Never been on there.
So check that out. Other than that, yeah, like I shop on ASAP, yeah, fixing this in town some, and yeah, sort of got Lonely Marks will be recapping Elimination Chamber, which is tomorrow night, and looking ahead to AEW Revolution. So check that out. And me and Pez will be doing usually we do it fortnightly, but we're doing a kind of a tribute episode to Gene Hackman for Wheeler Movies, and we're doing Crimson Tide. So check that out.
Brian.
Yeah, you can find me as well on the We Heard Network with JPO and Richie talking about comedy movies for the championship. Spoiler, no Sandler movie made it. But also, you can find me on Multiplex, TBNT, Lights Out. I have a matchup on the Pick Movie Network, and also here on the Pierce Co.
Brandon.
Yeah, you can find me around. I have a trios match out right now that's really, really good. You should watch that. I just recorded a match against Eric, which might be the most fun match I've ever had. It's just us shooting the shit for the whole time. It's a lot of fun. So definitely go check that out. And yeah, Lights Out Trivia. Don't want to say too much, but keep an eye out over there. There's some interesting things afloat.
Follow all these guys in their future endeavors. Me too, over at the Movie Hero Network. Literally just a minute if you're still watching. And yeah, all those other places that we love, like Lonely Marks, Why We Love Horse, Multiplex, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, we love you more than you'll ever know. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Motherfuck.